Welcome back to the 3D playbook. So in today's lecture we will model this wrench in Autodesk Inventor 2027. So this is the model, how it looks like. You can see it is hollow, a rectangular slot here, and also a handle on this above surface. So let's go make this. This is the drawing sheet for this part. The overall dimension is also given, and a few dimensions, the overall length, the diameter, the inside dimensions for this rectangular slot. So let's go make this. Control N for the new part. Select standard mm. Let me start 2D sketch here and choose the YZ plane. You can choose whatever plane you want. So first select a circle. We will make this bottom feature first, the circular feature, which is of 90mm diameter to the 60mm height. So go to the part, draw a circle here. Let me select a circle again, right click and select diameter, and it was 90. Let me select OK. So this is the circle, and go to the 3D model and select extrude so we can give a shape to this geometry like this. What was the height? 60mm. So let me type 60 here. Okay, let me select and choose this view as top, so it will be our top. Go back to the drawing sheet. Now it's time to make this slot here, a rectangular slot with 3mm of chamfer at each edge. Go back to the part. Let me select this face, create set sketch here, because I want to draw a slot here. I also need an axis which is vertical, so I will choose Y axis. Let me select this line and turn into construction so it won't disturb us. Let me select 3-point circle, draw like this. Okay, let me select this and this. Let me make them equal. Let me select constraint, vertical constraint, select this point and this edge. Okay, let me give dimension. What is the dimension? 30 by 30. Let me choose this, right click and aligned. Okay, 30 here. Now let me finish sketch. Let me select extrude, select this face, and I will choose through all and cut. Let me select OK. Look, it is a through all. So it's time now for the chamfer. In modify tab you can find the chamfer here. Look, this is the chamfer. Let me select this and type 3 here, 3, and all of the edges like this. Okay, now go back to the drawing sheet. Now we will draw this feature. The radiuses are also given, the height is also given. So let's go make this. We'll try making this from the half. What will be the half? The XY plane. Let me just show you. This XY plane. Slice graphics, so press F7. Look, this is the option. Let me project cut edges for the reference so we can stick our sketch. We'll draw a sketch, a rough sketch. Go back to the part, the drawing sheet, the width, the thickness for this flange is 10 millimeter given here from this point to this point, so it is a continuous thickness. Go back to the part, select dimension, select this point and this point. This is 10, also 10 here, and also 10 here. Type 10. Okay, go back to the drawing sheet. 120 from this point to this point. And go back to the drawing sheet. What is the overall length? It is 270 millimeter given here from this very bottom to another, from this very point, 270 millimeter. Let me select dimension, select this point and this point. Let me type 270 here. Okay, let me go back to the drawing sheet. 50 from this point to upper one, so select this and this is 50. Okay, go back to the drawing sheet. 75 from bottom, select this point and this, 75. Let me select fillet here. No, fillet, but let me finish sketch first. Finish sketch. Let me rotate. Let me extrude. Select this point, both directions, and I will choose 100 because I will cut it later. Okay. I want to join this. Let me project cut edges, project geometry, overall. Go back to the drawing sheet. I want to make this type. If we see from the top, tangent from this 90 millimeter diameter to tangent to 25 of radius. Let me select a circle, draw a circle, a radius 25. Let me select this constraint and align with this. And what is the overall length? 270 millimeter. Let me take another point, draw here. Let me select dimension from this point to this. This is 270. Okay, now let me select a line, draw like this. Let me select tangent, select this line and this circle, this line and this circle. Let me select again a line like this, tangent, this line to this circle and this to this. It is already tangent. Okay, let me finish sketch. Let me extrude. I want to fill these gaps. Let me rotate. Look, let me select the downward direction and to, what is the face? This is the face. to this face. Okay. Now I will share the sketch. Share sketch. Let me select extrude here. Again, extrude, select cancel. Let me select extrude again and cut this unnecessary area. This, also this, and this, and also this. Let me use both directions. Now use, let me type 100 so it can cut overall. Cut here. Okay. Let me hide this sketch. Turn the visibility off. Now let me select fillet, and I will choose the radius here, radius 80, and also this radius 80 on both edges. Let me type 80 first. 80. This and also this. At the bottom too, 80, and also here. Select OK. Let me select this and give it some color. Go to the default and let me type gray here. Generic. Not gray but generic. OK. Go back to the drawing sheet. Look, this is 25 millimeter of diameter. 25. Let me just zoom in. From this point to this point, it is 25 millimeter diameter, and the extrusion will go to 5 millimeter. Sketch here. Let me draw a circle of 25 millimeter diameter like this. Go back to the drawing sheet. Let me just zoom out. It is 205 from this center. Let me go back to the part, select dimension, this point and this center. Let me type 205. Okay. Let me finish sketch, extrude, select this feature and type 5 here. Okay. Go back to the drawing sheet. Now it's time to make this handle. It is 244 of radius and the diameter will be 18 millimeter. Let me just zoom in. Look, this and this, 25, 18 millimeter diameter, and the height is from the bottom of feature of this to radius 10 center. So go back to the part and start sketch. We will use revolve for this, so I will choose the XY plane, which is in the middle. Okay, let me just drag. Let me project geometry. Go to the 3D sketch, project geometry, this. Okay, let me select a line, draw from the center like this. Select this line and turn into center line. Let me draw an arc like this. Let me give dimension from this center point. It is 18 millimeter diameter. Go back to the drawing sheet. Now it's time to draw this radius 10. Let me select a circle like this. Let me turn into radius 10. Skip. What is the height for this? 90 millimeter from this bottom. So go back to the part, select dimension, select this point and this. 90. Okay, let me select constraint, vertical, this and this, align with the line. Let me select tangent, this line to this. Let me just extend. Okay, go back to the drawing sheet, 244 radius, cancel, let's select dimension, this is 244. Okay, let me select 3D model, select revolve, let me cancel first, zoom in and extend the center line so we can use this revolve feature. Let me finish sketch, let me select revolve, select this and this, not this one, select axis and this is the axis. Okay, select this, set grunt view as fixed view and fixed distance, so it will be our home view. Select this extrusion, this and this, also fillets, extrusion, this extrusion, not this one, this extrusion, also this, and give it some color. Let me choose polished brush. Okay, also this, and for handle let me select revolve, extrusion, select this, not this revolve, and give it some wood type color. Let me use walnut also for this revolve, walnut. Okay, so this was our today's part. Hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Just comment down your suggestions for what should I make in the next video. Watch the videos till the end, sub to the channel, like the videos, and thanks for watching.